And I gotta tell you, I'm not a big fan of gooey things anyway. You can use a hand whisk, but if you use one of these hand, electric mixers, be careful. And you can use, those round things, the brand name with the little cream inside if you want. How do I say this? It rhymes with this.
Comedy Kitchen with Chef Sel was recorded in front of a fake audience.
Hey guys, Chef Sel. I'm running out of things to do there. Anyway, so I'm gonna do a pie. Now it's not a bake, it's a no-bake pie. It's actually a no-bake chocolate cream pie with a homemade chocolate crispy crust. Right? It's a lot of refrigeration. There's something to do on the stove. I'm going to show you it step by step, so just take it easy, okay? They're pies, they're delicious and they're a lot of fun. I know that guy. Anyway, the legendary Soupy Sales, ladies and gentlemen. That stuff went up into his brain. He's a funny comedian, this guy. All right. So this is going to be a chocolate cookie crust, as you can see here. Well, you don't see it. Here it is. As you can see here, I have about 10 to 12 ounces of crispy chocolate wafers. Don't get gooey. If you get gooey, it's going to be a gooey crust, okay? And I got to tell you, I'm not a big fan of gooey things anyway. There's no way you can come out of that scene looking good. You know what I mean? It's poor doggies. All right, so in here I have, like I said, 10 to 12 ounces of chocolate wafers. Just crumble with your hands. Just throw it in here, okay? These actually have, not supposed to do that. No laughing. All right. These actually have some white chocolate chips in there. My wife hates that stuff. I love white chocolate. And we have about 3/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. And I'm going to put this here in my waiting Cuisinart. Are you kidding me? Wow. All right, so let me get this in here. Wow. So we have this all in here, and what I have ready to go on deck is approximately 1/2 cup of butter. That's about 10 tablespoons. Melted, okay? Now here's the trick. Here's one of the tricks. You have this thing going, right? Don't use all of this. What I want you to do is stop using this. Stop pouring it. Stop using this. Stop pouring it. Take it out, test it, okay? I'll show you how to do it, but you want it to kind of form in your hand but not be wet. It's gonna be like a dry take. Do a dry take. So we'll just mix this together a little bit as the solids have settled. We have settling solids. We don't want settling solids. They've settled. They're solids. They're settled. We want them to be back up and unsettled. We want unsettled solids. All right? Here we go. Let's start this little baby. Like I said, slowly. All right. I'm pushing it off the sides. You don't have to use a spatula for this. You're a cook. You're a cook now. You can use your fingers. It's still too dry. It's falling apart too much. Let's go. Just pour it in slow. A couple of tablespoons at a time. Just make sure it doesn't get wet or you're sunk. You're a goner, I'm telling you. You can hear the machine. The machine starts making little like bump, 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 bump noises. That means slow down. Slow down, cowboy. Don't get crazy, okay? It's forming crust at this point in time. Yeah, and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to keep it going a little bit, mix it a little bit, and then I'll show you the next step. Right? Now what I'm going to do is show you a little bit of a different way to put this into the pie pan. I'm going to wash my hands. I have a, I'm using an aluminum 9-inch pie pan because we give the stuff away, otherwise we'd be... Or I'm fat shaming myself. It's okay, it's okay. I have a metal pie pan. And around that, I've put some parchment paper, kind of like, you just put it down on top of the parchment paper, cut it around so nothing sticks. And after I pour this stuff in here, to move it up the sides, which is kind of like a hard thing to do with your fingers, this is going to help you move it around better and keep it flat on the bottom. Remember, you're not baking this. Just want to let you know again, you're not baking this. Don't worry about that. You put it in the refrigerator a couple hours, whatever it is, all right? So let's get this stuff out and going. I mean, this came out good. See, I want to show you. It's forming a little black snowball, see? But see, it's breaking apart. It's perfect. It's a break apart black snowball. A brown, dark brown. All right. So what I'm doing first is the hardest part. And the hardest part is getting it up the sides. And a lot of people pour it in the middle. You know, a lot of bakers and chefs will tell you to pour it in the middle. They do it too. But I have a lot of this, I made a lot of this crust on purpose. I'm going to have enough to go around, literally. Because that's going to be the hardest part, is getting this up the sides. All right, that's around the sides, it's fine. Now let's get it all in there. And for a 9-inch pie, I got to tell you, this is how much you use of these cookies. All right, you know exactly what I told you. And just fill in the holes. I got a lot of, like I told you, a lot of crumbs here. Fill in these holes on the side. Don't worry about it coming over the top. I really don't care too much about that. But I just don't want these gaps on the side, okay? You know, these cheesecakes, when I have a cheesecake, I like when that crumb goes all the way up. It was halfway. What's that? What's that? Come on. Come on, it's a pie. You know what I'm saying? It's a pie. You got to get going. All right, come on over. Okay, here's my little concoction. Putting this down. Now you want to pinch the sides. Now carefully take this off because it's probably still going to stick a little. Is what you want to have happen. Now I'm going to clean around the top here. See the very top? But look at that. Look at that. See how straight it is on the bottom? And it's a nice thick crust too. It's a nice thick crust too. It's a nice thick crust. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm ruining this commercial. All right, so let's clean this up. Get a very sharp, small knife, paring knife if possible. I'm going to use a steak knife. And I'm going to just flick this off, see? Yeah, can you see that? Just flick it off. Flick, flick. And any place where there's a hole around the side, you're going to have this little mound of crumbs to fill it in, basically. All right, so I've cleaned it up. And boom, there you go. There you go. So this is Chef Sal. Just letting you know for the holidays that you can be a bakist. That's my word. You can be a bakist, even though this is a no bakist crust, okay? Use this for any pie you want. You can use it for, you can do graham crackers, you know what I mean? You can do graham crackers when you do a cheesecake. You can do a vanilla cream pie. You can do a banana cream pie. It's no bake, so I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator, and I'm done. And somebody's asking in the audience, in the fake audience here, a fake person asked a fake question. What type of chocolate wafers? I don't understand chocolate. Where do you eat chocolate wafers? You get chocolate wafers. How's that? Okay? Get about 12 ounces, 10 to 12 ounces. And you can use, you know, those round things, the brand name with the little cream inside if you want. How do I say this? It rhymes with this. Okay, moving on. Making the filling now. The chocolate delicious custard. Look at this. 5 large eggs, about 3/4 of a cup of sugar. I'm creaming it together. You can use a hand whisk, but if you use one of these hand, you know, electric mixers, be careful. All right, whatever. So this is ready to go. Now in here, I have 2.5 cups of just regular whole milk, no big deal, medium flame. And I have, let's say about a cup of chocolate morsels, semi-sweet chocolate morsels. By the way, right down here, right down here in the description, straight down, you'll see the recipe. So if I kind of breeze through things, I'm Chef Sel, it's what I do. I'm Chef Sel. All right. So let's let this go. Then what we're going to do, just to bring you forward, into this mixture here, we're going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. I think I was 3. Check over down there. And we're going to mix that around. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon. Then we're going to add Then we're going to add about a table. Teaspoon and a half of vanilla extract. This is melting here. Chocolate is melting. That's all you really want it to do. We're going to have it boil though. We want it to simmer a little bit, popping simmer after we add everything else. The longer you do that without having it burn, the more you're not going to get, well, I call it cake flop, okay? A lot of people try these things and they put them in and think it's done, you know, and then they put it in the refrigerator and it goes, bleh. We're not going to do that. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a little trick using some gelatin and the whipped topping too, to just kind of like help you not have cake flop, pie flop, whatever you have flopping. Because when you put it in the fridge, you get disappointed and you open it up and it's all just like, how do I put it?
I'm melting!
That's it. All right, so I'm going to continue creaming this. It's just about ready. And remember, egg yolks and sugar, they cream together. They go together like those guys. England Dan and the Coley guy. All right, so let's add our cornstarch into our not going to flop mixture. And as I always say now to this, pinch of salt, just a pinch, whatever your pinch is, put it in there. Salt, you know, I'm kind of glad that everybody nowadays, especially like these, the nouveau places in downtown Manhattan. Anyway, they're adding salt to chocolate now. You're doing pretzel chocolates and chocolate pretzels and salty things and caramel and salt. So you got salt in it. Not a lot, just a pinch, like I said. And a teaspoon and a half of vanilla. On most vanilla tops, can be used as a teaspoon. Did you know that? Well, now you know that. All right, I'm going to go probably 2. This is starting to bubble, which is scaring the hell out of me. No, not really. We're going to move it down. Chocolate is now melted. Make sure that it's fully melted. No little chocolate pieces in there. No little pieces. All right? Make sure. All right, so it's bubbling. I'm going to mix in this vanilla. Now we're going to temper these eggs. I showed you tempering before. It's a method whereby you pour really, really hot stuff, which I'm turning off now. You pour really, really, really hot stuff into stuff that's mostly eggs. See how pale it got? Yeah. And you don't want to scramble the eggs, okay? That's basically what it is. So you add a little bit of the hot stuff. I'm going to let it actually cool and I'm going to come back. And then you're going to add slow hot stuff. Now, like I said, we're going to temper these eggs. So I'm going to add very, very, very small amount of this chocolate mixture. A very small amount. Okay. That was about maybe half a tablespoon or a tablespoon. Now we're bringing the temperature of the eggs up, but little by little, because then you're going to pour this all back into this pot here, this saucepan actually, and then we're going to heat it up until it thickens up. And this is where people make their mistake, you know. They choke in the clutch. They just, you know, they choke in the clutch.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner, here comes Knight and the Mets win!
Let's continue tempering this mixture. And now I think I'm ready to pretty much pour everything back into the saucepan and put it on a medium heat and let it come up and continue to stir it. Don't stop stirring it. Some people say you can whisk it. I guess you can, but I'm using my flatty. See, it's my brown spatula with the flat edge. All right, so this is all going back in. Now I'm using the rubber spatula to get every last piece. And this is the make or break moment. I'm not going to try to candy coat it. Let's put the heat back on. I got mine on a strong medium, which means a little bit past medium, going towards high. So let me just go with this. And I'm going to go about 5, 6, 7 minutes continually stirring. I'm going continually stirring. Okay? Did I say it right again? I don't even know. All right, and I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Then we're going to pour it into our now chilled pie crust. All right, I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's like a pudding. It's a really hot pudding. See, it really thickened up as I told you. And you have to let it come to that gurgling kind of simmer. Little bubbles coming up. Otherwise, the cornstarch will not kick in and do its thickening thing. All right. So I wanted to let you know that while that's cooling, it doesn't have to get to room temperature. Let it cool down so it doesn't burn. It burn you and you'll have. Just as a safeguard, I'm going to put this, as I said, into the whipped cream topping too. I have a tablespoon of really cold water, and I sprinkled some powdered gelatin, about a half a teaspoon, right over the top. Don't mix it, just put it over the top, and then we're going to microwave it until it dissolves, probably about, let's try 10 seconds, see what happens. Okay, that went about 10 seconds. I got a small whisk. Now this you're going to pour into your filling. This is kind of like a, hello. This is kind of like an insurance policy. I like to do it. I mean, it's a little bit. It's like a little tablespoon, less than a tablespoon, before everything's said and done. It's not going to make or break anything. And it's going to, call it cheating if you want, but trust me. How many bakers out there do this? Let's see now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 million! All right, so this is going on here. And you're gonna, like I said, you put this in the pie. I'm gonna check my pie crust now. It might be ready. You want to do at least an hour or two if you could. All right, she's working. She's almost there. I'm gonna do this. Don't worry. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get myself one of these things. It just happens to be off camera. Oh look. Oh look. Okay, I'm gonna pour this mixture in here. Stuff's gonna be pretty hot still, so be careful. It's rich, it's creamy. It's hot pudding, basically. It's a pudding. But I want it to be a little bit more stable than a pudding. The last thing you want, you bring it out to a table. I've done this so many times, and you cut into it, it just goes, like the Wicked Witch. You don't want that. You don't want that. Everybody leaves. Everybody, all of a sudden, Christmas dinner, they have something to do. Grandpa's like, I think I'm late for handball. Anyway, I'm gonna let this cool, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna pour it into the crust, and then we're gonna make our whipped topping. Goodbye. And I have this, just took it out of the microwave, about 10-15 seconds. See the tablespoon of really cold water? And then had a sprinkle of gelatin powder over it, about half a teaspoon. Let it sit there for like 3 to 5 minutes. Then microwave it. And then just pour it in here. And watch the level. You should be okay with the level. I pretty much timed this out or measured it out or whatever pretty well. And you may not want to go all the way up because you have some whipped cream to do, but I don't know, I like the chocolate, I'm a chocolate guy. Let it go, let it live. And just kind of, you can bang it on the counter, or you could do what I'm doing here, just smooth it out. In 3 or 4 hours, probably less, you're going to have a nice firm pudding on which to place your delicious whipped cream that you're going to make from scratch. Everything's from scratch, except the cookies I bought at the store. Where's that Calypso? No. All right, pint of cream. We're making the whipped cream topping. So this is, as I said, heavy cream, whipping cream, either one. I think I made this on the show for you before, but it's fun, It's whipped cream, it's fun. I have my KitchenAid mixer. I'm gonna start it out with the whisk in, of course. And I'm gonna start it out, medium, halfway. Let the little bubbles happen first. They create a base so the whipped cream don't fall. But just in case, my gelatin and water again. You're not even going to notice it. They use this gelatin in everything. Gelatin. Good for your nails. Alright, so let's let this go. Now, gelatin is I guess you call it steeping. So we're going to bring this up, bring it down, bring it in and around. We're going to add some confectioner sugar as much as you like. I go about a half a cup. You don't really need, some people don't add anything. Just, you know, have the whipped cream with the sweetness of the chocolate's enough. But you see what you want to do. Oh, I don't know everything. And that's some vanilla, and then we're going to put some, you know, crack some cookies, you know, crack a couple of cookies here together. Put them in a bowl. And we'll put a little shaved chocolate on the top. All right, I'll be back. I'm going to turn it down. Well, it's almost ready, okay? Add this confectioner sugar. Let's get give me about a teaspoon of this vanilla. That's fine. I mean, it's a vanilla product, right? You want it tasting like vanilla. Move it back up. Add in my gelatin water mixture. Bring it back up again. Keep them stiff, not butter. Boom. Stiff peaks, not butter. Stiff peaks, not butter. Look at that. That doesn't move. This stuff's ready to apply to the confectionery delight we have made, the round one. Taking it out of the fridge. It's been in here a good hour and a half. It's still not totally set, but you know, I have to make a show. See? Look at that. Yeah, it's kind of jiggly. Still, we got to be careful. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. And let's go. Let's put this on here gently, because, like I said, this is more of a, you know, it's a tight pudding right now. I don't want to have this sink in any more than it should. Whatever shape, well, it's got to be round, right? But whatever artistic look you want to give it, go for it. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm not really a big artiste that way. Not like these guys on that show, right? What, the pie boss or whatever the heck it is. So let's keep doing this. Twirl the plate. You know, with the plate's, you know, it's not just gonna sit there. It's got to do some work too. Kind of bring it up a little bit. You know, you see where it's bumping up a little bit. Just smooth it down. You know, don't get crazy. It's only whipped cream. I mean, if you're gonna let whipped cream beat you in life, you got more things to watch than Chef Sel. All right, just gonna kind of just clean it off just a little bit. I have some baker's chocolate. This is, I think, 58% or something like that. Cocoa, pure cocoa. And let's put this on 15 seconds. Why I'm doing that is I wanted to see if I can get it to curl. So it was in the freezer for a while. So I want to bring it in the microwave 15 seconds. You can do 5-10 seconds at a time if you want to keep softening it. Then it'll curl when you use a potato peeler, which is what I have right here. All right, let's see how that works. And if not, we tried, right? Close the microwave. Yeah, I'm gonna put this on a dish. See, don't do it right onto the pie. It's kind of curling. And the faster you peel, the tighter the curls are gonna be. See? Yeah, look at that. It curls. But be careful when putting these on. You don't want to squish them. And just go, you know, go around. You know. All right, so there's that part of it. Now these cookies that I told you I crumbled. Kind of to see if I can put these around. And I like to get it all over the sides too. You know, the top is always like the sides of a pie. You know, this part that comes down on the slope. You know, it's always like the stepchild of pies, isn't it? Get the stuff on it too. Right? I mean, there you have it, folks. Look at that, chocolate cream pie from scratch with a pie cookie crust with all kinds of great stuff on top. Now put it in the fridge. Don't touch it for 4 hours, just in case. You can even make it the day before if you're having people over. But look at this one. Whew. And look at this. Instagram.
No.
Spoil sport. Anyway, there we go. Okay. So to review, I don't know, we made a pie. Anyway, subscribe right there. See? Subscribe. Have some pie. Come on. Do it. I'm Chef Sel. I'll see you next time.